Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Team Experience. We are a weekly podcast that tracks the vastly different experience of four players and their journeys through the MUT Ultimate Team. We offer our insight, we offer tips, we offer some advice so you can get the best out of your experience in MUT Ultimate Team. My name is Deke. I'm joined here tonight by Swain Games.
Hello, sir.
And our good friend Platinum Woods to our top right.
What up?
And we're going to cover some why topics tonight. It was a busy week in the world of MUT, as many of you know. And this was a good week right off the bat to look at the three different journeys. We were talking about it earlier, what we each did during the past week, and it was different approaches we each had. So it's good to discuss this and get your feedback on what you guys think and do to make all our experiences better. So we're going to jump right into the one everyone wants to talk about, and that's the Blitz program. So we'll start it off with our guy, Swain. We're going to talk about the Blitz and what you liked, Swain, and what you didn't like with the Blitz that dropped last week before last.
So, I'll start off with kind of a double-edged sword. So, I really liked the sales. I didn't like knowing about all of them. And normally I'd want to know everything and then kind of be able to plan. And in years past, we didn't really know. And I'm torn in between, like, I think it's great that we knew how to plan and what was coming out. And then the other side of me is kind of like, it kind of ruined the excitement of it. I hope that Christmas time or the holiday program coming up, that they don't do that. I hope that we get a little bit of a surprise. This is a bad thing to say out loud. I can't even think of who the LTDs were.
Oh, sweet. Well, we had Tyreek.
Well, no, I'm saying the actual limiteds. We had Ingram.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You had
Calmer,
yeah.
They sucked. They sucked for me and my team, that's for sure. As far as the program all on its own, we all got a Tyreek Hill. I think that was really, really a good card. Outside of that, I really didn't get anything else. The Redux was a huge win.
Yeah.
It wasn't terribly expensive, and you got to pick any card you wanted, which I thought was fantastic. I haven't even opened mine. I'm going to hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Legend, Platt's going to love this. The Legend bundle that I got, he and I both got one. I was convinced that they screwed up, and they did. It was the LTDs were accidentally in packs, and they were going to do a make right.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Platt was like, "You better open it." I'm like, "No, I'm going to hold on. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to gamble that we get a make right," and I didn't get one. But I'm still holding on to that. I hope we get some good Legends this weekend. Yeah, it wasn't a bad Blitz. I don't think it was by any means terrible. I felt like they were holding back. I don't know what they're waiting on to unleash, but there's a lot of good cards they haven't dropped yet, and there's a lot of cards that need to be upgraded. And I was expecting to see them in that program. I think Blitz in years past has been a lot better. Shout out to EA. I didn't really remember any crashes when the sales came out.
Surprising,
as far
right?
as I knew.
Compared to other years, how there would be always some kind of a struggle. This year, I didn't see any, and I was on a lot. Yeah.
Training wasn't used like I thought it would be. That was kind of a bummer. Training really hasn't been hardly used at all. Then we finally get a program. It's still not really. We need a big training reroll.
Yeah.
We need a reroll of some sort that costs, 2,200 training or something.
But I don't want to get off topic, Swain. Are we going to see that? Do you think they're on to us? Do you think they're on to us and our clever ways of making these cycles, and they're not going to allow us this year?
No, and I think that'll help. I think that'll help people who are just trying to maybe sell cards more than get cards. Because when you have, the set that was out, you get an 80 to 84. You could do a lot of things with that. The current one's just 82 or 92, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one's that's such high risk. But if you have 100,000, I have a friend of mine, believe it or not, who apparently has over 1 million training. It might take him a while throwing 450 a roll, but there's money to be made there. It's going to take some time. This current reroll isn't a good money maker. It's a total gamble.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, answering it 50 different ways, Blitz, I'm going to give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. That's my grade for that.
Okay. Platt, what you liked and what you didn't like, and how do you rate it?
I love the opportunity to make coins in this program.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was by far the best program in that aspect. So, I went from about 2.8 million Right now I'm sitting close to 5.6 million, and I upgraded my team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I didn't do anything with, my coins.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get to 3 million because I knew I was getting Tyreek, but that program offered so many different ways, whether it was, you know, the cards coming out, sniping them, and then relisting them when they
Yeah.
were out of packs. The Jadeveon Clowney, the Brandon, the Ayuk from San Francisco, the wide receiver. Those cards, I mean, when everyone was using their bolts on them and putting them up for cheap,
Mm-hmm.
that was the time that I was just buying them. I was buying at a price in mind for every card that came out, and when it got below that, I just bought it
Right.
because I knew
Oh, yeah.
as soon as that offer was over, those cards were going to go up,
Yeah.
20% or more. So
Yeah.
I made some coins that way. I did open the Big Legends bundle. Honestly, didn't get a lot of great pulls out of that. I liquidated most of them to training and then just did the 80 to 84 Autumn Blast
Right.
and that was very good profit for the amount of training. It's such a little amount. So I loved the program because there was always something going on, whether I was engaging with it or not. From a pack buying perspective,
Right.
there were always offers that was doing something to the market.
Constantly. Right. Constantly.
When we got the
Yeah.
most feared little fantasy pack, I immediately started sniping Mosterts and Jair
Oh, yeah.
Alexanders because, again, when that pack was leaving, those cards would rise to what they were before.
And they're back up already. It's crazy.
And they're back up.
Yeah.
That's just how the
Yeah.
market
Made
works.
a
They're
mint
gonna
on
go
those.
back up. So as long as you know the cards, you know their value before the pack comes out, they're going to rise right back to that.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of investing and waiting. So I loved the program.
Yeah.
We didn't get, who I want. I'm not saying his name again, okay, until we get him. That's
Christmas.
I'm not going to say his
Yeah.
name.
I think the Frozen. I do.
You guys can talk about him. I'm not saying his name.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve for me to say his name until he's in the game. So I'm just not
Yeah.
going to go there. It's a little bit of reverse psychology there, but
No,
we
I
didn't
thought.
get what I wanted, but we did get Tyreek.
Mm-hmm.
That card is
Yeah.
fantastic, and almost I feel like everybody who wanted to get him could get him
No
fairly
question. Yeah.
easily, especially if you spent just a very, very small amount
Yeah.
of money you could get him. So
Yeah. For sure.
overall, loved it. Loved all the offers. Every 4, 8, 12 hours there was something to do. So
Yeah. And that
it
was the
really
thing for sure.
helped me.
But the one thing I'm careful of is I enjoy it too. I'm going to give it a solid 8.5, maybe even a 9. I thought it was great. I know, and we're going to talk about. I want both your opinions on the wrestling matches going on right now in a lot of chats. It was for no money spent, or it was for only money spent. That's the big debate everyone's having. So we'll talk to you guys about that. I think it was for both. I think it could be successful both ways. I used it as flipping cards. I sniped so many cards over the past week and flipped them. I'm back up over 5 million again. Even and I know it doesn't show on the screen, but again, we're talking about offshore accounts. But even with upgrading my team severely, and I really enjoyed it now, and it was nice, especially from a personal perspective. It was nice having something every 4, 8, 12 hours. I mean, you were busy. I feel bad for those who weren't off work. I feel bad for those who had other commitments. It was tough to keep up. I mean, being off work, it was okay, but I understand there's probably a lot of frustration for those who had other commitments and were missing targets. I can understand that, but I think the targets were there that you could hit them on one end or the other to capitalize on the packs or the limits or what have you. But I thought it was a great program. But I'm curious. I think it was for either or, no money spent, the vegans or the gluttons who spend money. What do you think, Platt, on that before we go swinging? What do you feel? Was it for both kind of players?
There will never be a program that's for money spenders that's also not for no money spenders. Now you can have a program that's for no money spent. We're talking solos and sets and working the market. There's been plenty of promos where the packs are kind of bad, you can spend money on it, but it's not really good value. The real value's in doing solos or, doing head to head and working the market.
Right.
But like I said, you can't name a promo to me that is just for money spenders, because my counter is, if it's for money spenders, then the no money spenders are going to be working the market. They're going to be relying on those pack buyers to drive the price down on everything. And if you're a smart no money spender, you're going to be waiting for when that market bottoms out, buy all those cards and just wait for the market to rise back up.
Sure.
So this one was for both. There's no doubt about it. If you wanted to spend money, big money, you could. I mean, you could easily drop 500 to $1,000 in the course of 6 days, I think is what the promo was. Every 4, 8, 12 hours, they gave you opportunity to spend money. And honestly, it was a pretty good return on your money too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I don't normally recommend spending money on the game, but when times like these come around, if you're going to spend money throughout the year, you need to pick your spots. And this was definitely a spot, because you got a guaranteed Tyreek Hill just from, if you bought a big bundle, you're getting him.
Sure.
Because they gave you plenty of solos to do.
Yeah.
There was a glitch the first,
How do we
10
forget about
minutes of this promo that it really allowed me to get Tyreek. I mean, that's what allowed me to get him.
Right.
I didn't spend enough money to get Tyreek, but I spent 1 million coins right out of the gate on those Blitz packs that gave us Blitz tokens. So I didn't quite get back 1 million in value, but when you factor in the bolts that I was able to spend on everything else, it well multiplied my coin stack.
For sure. So Swain, I've seen in a lot of chats on Twitch, and we probably even seen it in yours, and you probably noticed it. I won't get a Tyreek Hill because I don't spend money in the game. I mean, Platt just kind of touched on that. Do you agree with that statement? I don't spend money in the game, so I won't get Tyreek Hill. Do you agree with that in the last Blitz?
Yeah, you would have had to put some effort in. He wasn't just gonna show up. Did you have to spend money? No, but you had to spend time.
Okay.
It's like with a lot of things, there were literally too many things to do last week, but all of them gave you something, whether it was house rules to the solos to the small limited time solos. I completely forgot about the launch of this program, and Platinum and I, it was me and Platt and James P, I think just the three of us, and they dropped that pack, and I bought one, and I go, hey, it didn't go down. And then there was a moment where I was like confused if I should keep buying it. And then I was like, no, I need to buy this. I need to buy this. And then we went fucking crazy. I think I got just about 1.5 million. I would buy it and I'd hit circle. I wouldn't even look at the pack. Just literally as fast as I could.
I was a little worried. I'm not going to lie. Swain, did I just follow you down this rabbit hole and just get oily? Because I didn't value I'm looking at the return just on the cards, and I'm like, I didn't get anything close to 1 million back in cards. I may have gotten like 400K back in actual cards from the pack, but I had a shit ton of bolts, and I didn't yet realize the value in that those bolts were going to be liquidated into players and coins very easily. So.
I did take a 2-minute break, and I went, Platt, I think I'm making a bad decision by taking a break. And I looked at my coin stack and I went, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going right back in. I jumped right in, and I like, it was about 1.5 million that I bought, and then they patched it. And I thought, holy shit. If you're a low money spend or no money spend or any of those, even if you had, say, that was a 35,000 per pack, if I remember correctly, if you had 350,000 and you bought that many, like, you were in good shape. Like, just buying that amount. The thing is that some people will have the mindset of a no money spent team. I don't have the time most every single week to just do everything that you can possibly do on Madden. Could I, if I really, really focused on it and I took the time and I planned for it? Yeah, of course. But the solo battles and playing every weekly game and finishing seasons and doing all the weekly stuff, and I think it was I would say it was attainable as a no money spent. Was it easily attainable? Probably not, but if you're a no money spent and you had the time and you didn't get Tyreek, you're doing something wrong. You're opening packs. You're not looking at the daily stuff that can come out, what you can do for it, all that. I've made comments on this very show before that I feel bad for no money spent. I did not feel bad for no money spent this last week. There were tons of shit to do. And a lot of for somebody like me who buys packs all the time, mainly thanks to Ichabod. I bought the Legends bundle, I bought the Redux, and I bought the 189 plus Legend, and I think that's all I spent money on. There was just really no need to, because of how much shit was going on. I do want to read a really quick. I got a tomato roll on. I think it might have been on Friday. Platt, you might remember the days better when he gave us the numbers, but it was the 80 to 84 set. I'm going to read you the number and then the price I was selling these for. 80 or 81s were selling for $3,999. 82s were selling for $52.99. 83s were $7,999, and 84s were $8,999. I was buying 89 overalls for, what was it, Platt? 27,000 coins, something like that. And we were literally selling these cards over and over and over, and it finally dropped. Those prices went down by half 2 days later. So when it comes to certain things that are going on, no money spent, guys. If I would have had more balls to say it, I probably would have done it at that time. It was a very short window and it was gone. But those are the kind of things, if I'm a no money spent team, those are the things I'm focusing on. It's okay. Let's just make an example. Let's say we get a free Legends this weekend and it wasn't last weekend. If you're a no money spent team, you shouldn't be focusing on I'm getting a free Legend. You should be focusing on everyone's going to be getting a free Legend. Just like Platt said earlier, now I got to buy the low Legend. Yeah. Not only buy the low Legend, if you don't want to sell that low Legend, that's fine. How can you make coins doing that? Right now, there's not really a training reroll set. You can try the 82 plus. I just don't think you're going to get a good return on it. But that's the kind of thing, like you could have made, literally, not exaggerating, millions of coins had you have planned for that. And when Tomato told me about it that morning, I go, fuck it, I'm going to spend 2 or 3 hours. My only regret for the whole week was not spending all fucking day on that.
For sure.
And they sold every single time they sold. And it's little things like that you have to pay attention to if you're no money spent. You can't just expect Tyreek Hill to show up. Funny thing is, this other card, we got an upgrade. I don't know if it might be better than Tyreek Hill or just as good. This guy from the Ravens.
Hollywood Brown. Yeah. And it happened last year as well. I ran him instead of Tyreek Hill. And I apologize. I know we're on a podcast here, but out of respect, I have to give a shout out for our Twitch community. My guy Fendler, thank you for that huge raid of 70 viewers. Please hang around and enjoy our podcast, the Ultimate Team Experience. I think you'll enjoy it. And I appreciate you, Fendler, very much. Thank you for that, sir. Apologize, but I had to give that respect out.
Very cool.
So yeah, a great wrap up there on the Blitz, and I agree. Some good point of views from all gentlemen. Now let's move on. We beat that dead horse. Let's talk about Campus Heroes. I was quite surprised that we got gifted another we'll call it a promo, a baby pro. What's your thoughts on the Campus Heroes? I want to know your thoughts on the players, the relevancy of the players, and are you enjoying it? This time we'll start off with our guy Swain.
I think it's great. I think anytime you get more players added to the player base, it's great for everybody. I think it was kind of, I saw some names I haven't heard. Peter Warwick, man, I haven't heard that name. I don't know how.
Right. It's taking back the old fantasy football days.
I think
Cadillac Williams, right?
You get a mini program like that. My first thing I do is go to Google and look at Wikipedia and see if I can find they play for any teams I use. No, I think it was great. The training, I wish they would have had a training reroll for the 92s where you lose, say, I don't know, 500 training if you don't get the guy you want, rather than the 82 reroll. I mean, I've been so hooked on Call of Duty lately. I didn't get a chance to do it much more than I think I pulled about 60, maybe 70 of them, and I only got a 92 once. So I was like, this isn't as good as I thought it'd be, but it could have just been like a random time. No, I think the program, I love mini programs like that, especially ones like that.
Did you, with your Cal Bears theme team, Wayne, did you target anybody? Did you have anybody?
Yeah, there were 4 Cowboys and 1 Bears player.
Right.
The Bears player sucks. I picked up the free safety for the Cowboys, and I picked up Herschel Walker, obviously. I'm still kind of on the fence if he's going to replace Barkley or not. Barkley's so fucking.
So I've heard overall good reviews on Herschel. Would you concur? Have you used him enough to? Is there enough of a sample there for you that you're?
I haven't played with him enough.
Okay, I
haven't played
got
with
you.
him enough.
Respect that. I respect that.
Yeah, he seems good. The free safety from the Cowboys, it's typical EA stuff. Especially for Cowboys, we get a killer free safety a couple weeks ago, and then they drop another one who's almost as good, way cheaper. It sucks. Literally any position other than free safety would have been absolutely fantastic. We got another free safety. He's going to be my user. If I remember right, 6'5", 95 speed. I'm going to have a good time with that guy. He's going to be
nice.
Great for my team.
Nice. Platt, what's your thoughts on Campus Heroes? And have you targeted anybody?
And that's coming from somebody who I didn't engage very, very heavily in the program.
Right.
I did 2 cards. I wanted the Raiders left guard and the Niners right guard. So, I targeted those 2 players. I got them both under 100K. So that, got great value right out of the gate on them.
I'm going to butt in there for one second. I apologize, Platt, because we should let the viewers know you made a shift with your team during this Blitz promo, correct? With your theme team?
I did. Yeah. So I broke the Niners. I was 50 out of 50 Niners.
Right, and that was huge.
That down to 25 out of 50 Niners, 25 out of 50 Raiders.
Nice.
So the good thing this year compared to last year is there's no difference, right, for which player is on which team. So I have somebody like Ronnie Lott. Last year you could do 25 and 25, but one of those 25s were going to be heavily better than the other because you could do the coaching and uniforms and all of that upgrade. This year, you can't do any of that. So 25 Niners, 25 Raiders. A lot of the Niners played for the Raiders and vice versa. So, it's a really good mixture of cards. Belly ball, somebody that's active in our little community.
Yes, sir.
Kind of inspired me to do this team. It's going to be great. We've got Moss coming. We've got Jerry Rice coming. And, I was able to switch from Joe Montana over to Culpepper, who's got a lot better power, can get gunslingers. So, I did break the Niners down, but I'm still 25 out of 50 Niners. But, this Campus Heroes program, I could see the benefit even if I didn't benefit from it. I could see the benefit throughout the community. Everybody got a little bit of something. Now, I don't think any of these cards were top tier, but to me, that's okay. Not every program needs to be, 94 overall and just blow our backs out. I think they made it clear the 50 program on Friday, the Legends on Saturday, and then whenever we have a promo, the Master out of those promos. Those are going to be the cards that set the bar in their minds. Now, whether they do in actuality, different story. But those are going to be the highest overall cards in the game. Anything that comes out between then, even Team of the Week, are always going to be kind of a rung down from that. So I'm okay with that. We got 24 cards. Like you guys said, a lot of these names I haven't heard in a long time.
I know. Like I said, I can remember drafting Cadillac Williams as a rookie in fantasy football. I thought he was great.
I never thought a Tim Tebow.
Yeah, right.
Even if I don't use it, it's cool to see those cards in the game. And, people like West, he got, to get a Tim Tebow and, some of these other Broncos that it's just fun. I mean, that is the point of MUT. It is. Play with cards. Otherwise, wouldn't get the ability to play with. So.
When you talk theme teams and people's likes and dislikes, so true in Madden Ultimate Team is one man's garbage is another man's gold. I mean, I got giggity over Vince Wilfork, who I don't think you could give 2 F's about Platt. But, for me and my side team, the Pat side team, he's going to be huge. And he'll probably make my God Squad too as a DT2. But I did.
through your Patriots team.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because I got a DM on your new team switch. Actually, our guy in the community, Tone, messaged me about your theme team switch, and he claims you've always been a closet Raiders fan, and you're just now making that known. And he predicts that you'll be a 50 out of 50 Raiders team by year end. So I just want that known. He didn't say that it was confidential, but he said, listen, this is true. He's always been a closet Raiders fan, and now he's starting to just let that known. So I wanted to throw it out there.
Just like with everything, Tone says, there is a little bit of truth to that. Do I give two shits about the Raiders in real life? No. Give zero shits about the Raiders. But when it comes to Mutt, there's this weird little soft spot that I have for the Raiders.
Yeah.
It's like I always kind of dip my toe in the Raiders, and it's because I love Darren Waller. The past 2 years, Darren Waller has just been so fantastic to have. So, I started with 49ers, but I always knew that when we start getting down the road and we're able to kind of combine, the Raiders would always be there.
And they're getting a lot of love this year. Let's call it the way it is. They're getting a lot of love. So I'll be quick on the Campus Heroes. I think it's a great promo. I'm sorry they went away from it for, I believe, 2 years. I'm glad they brought it back. The names are fantastic. You don't want the usual suspects. You want those rarities that brings back nostalgia to us. There's only one that really got me giggity, and that was, I said, Vince Wilfork. But I'm glad for all the other theme teams who are able to take advantage of the other players that are in there. So I think it's a good one. The re-roll, is there. It's kind of like kissing your cousin. It'll give you something to do, but it'll get you nowhere. But it's a re-roll, so it's not bad. I took advantage. I got a 92 on 3 spins, so I'll take it. But definitely something nice to fill a little time up. So speaking of filling a little time up, tomorrow, another Friday. And with Friday, not only comes some stress relief from the week, but also comes the 50 program. And now we know the two of the dancing partners. What's your thoughts on those, Platt? Who we know for names, and what's your take on for tomorrow?
So Ray Lewis, to me, is about as worthless as you can get. When you have somebody like Sam Mills in the game at middle linebacker, there's not really a spot on anybody's team for Ray Lewis. Now, if you're running a Ravens theme team, I still don't think he'll be as good as as Sam Mills. Sam Mills gets all the chems that Ray Lewis gets. So I don't think he'll find a spot on many people's teams. So, I'm not really thinking about Ray Lewis. Now, Shane Leckler is very interesting. Because he's a Raider. So he'll get Raiders chems, and I'll be set for the rest of the year at kicker and punter. So depending on his price, I may drop $250K on a punter. I don't ever punt the ball, but it'll help my overall. It'll look cute. But the 50, they need to put some more effort into this, because we're starting to get to the point where these cards are coming out and they're not the best anymore. Especially when you give us a punter. I mean, they should have figured out a different way. They could have given Leckler one of these Campus Hero cards. I mean, they could have given any kicker or punter one of those cards. So that would have been good. But we need another great card out of this 50 program. So the overall did go up. That's nice. So they're 94 overall now. Yeah. So the Ray Lewis and Leckler, they'll be 94s. I'm guessing the components will now be 84s. So just kind of keep that in mind.
So that's a guess of yours, Platt?
That's a guess. I mean, that's kind of been the trend.
Because it's kind of a question I have. I'm wondering what will it be tomorrow to do these?
I do think it'll be. I'll be interested to see what the sets to get those 84s will be. How many golds, or will you need an elite?
I think Swain mentioned that. When you can take over from here, I think you alluded to that last week during one of your streams. That will it be 80s we need now to do that set? What do you think?
Well, I guess we're gonna find out. It seems like 80s are just almost but worthless now.
Right.
If it does go to all the way up to 82, like maybe it's 78 to 82, those Campus Heroes might be something. I don't know. I'd have to see prices and everything else, but at least something to do with it. It's funny all these programs we keep getting. I think I've said it on the show before. There's a guy at work who loves hearing about the players who are coming into the game. He's actually off work right now. He had an aneurysm near his heart. He basically had a heart attack, open heart surgery. Everything. He's fine. He's fine now. He's doing great. But I keep telling him about, on a weekly basis. It was usually, I don't know, like maybe it was on memory. I feel like on maybe last year and the year before that they told us legends the morning of, or at least one of them or two of them, something. I can't. Maybe they told us the two regular legends and then they waited for the LTD, whatever it was. I remember telling him on Fridays, but maybe it was Mondays when I told him. Anyways, long story short, we have so many names. I don't think I've ever seen more names in Madden ever. I mean, even before playing MUT, you'd have the all Madden team. And we have a ton of names in the game, but we don't really have those must-have cards. And Blitz, is Tyreek good? Yes. Is he a must-have card? I don't know. I really don't know that he is. I don't think it's that make or break your team if you have him or don't have him. And going to the autumn harvest, autumn blast, whatever the hell it was called. Same thing. We didn't really get a must-have card. When are we going to get must-have cards? When are we going to have? I don't want a card that I don't want a quarterback card. I'm trying to think.
Who would be a Vic card for
you? Moss a month ago.
He could still be a must. I'm not going to say his name, but he who shall not be named. He could still be must-have today if his stats are, better.
So, right? Platt, I got to ask you, Platt, are you not saying his name because you think you're jinxing it?
So after 90 threshold for short, medium, and deep route, does it really matter all that much? In your opinion? It's just speed.
But I'm saying if he gets 96 speed, he's must-have.
If he drop, I don't want to give you nightmares. If he drops this weekend and he's one speed less than Tyreek, what does that do for you? With everything, Team Kim's everything. Not my team, your team.
They won't do that, but I would be very disappointed if they did. Because, he is just as fast as Tyreek.
I feel like the cards don't match the names. Maybe we're just at a point this year where they're going to slow roll us. It's going to take a while. In my vision, like my brain right now, I have these names written down because I'm putting prices on them on a daily basis. Jerry Rice I don't really care about, but there's a lot of Niner fans. They'll buy him, and a lot of fake Niner fans, and a lot of people that have the MUT team as Niners. Bo Jackson, Lawrence Taylor, Deion Sanders, Michael Vick. Those are the names I'm targeting right now.
Mm-hmm.
I fear that those four are going to drop. Let's say all four of them drop Christmas time. Deion will be great. Everybody will have Deion. I'm at a point now with LT, Deion, Bo Jackson, some of the names I keep thinking of, that we're going to get the card, but it's going to be underwhelming. I want an overwhelming card. I want two or three of them. I wanted Night Train Lane to be the best corner in the game. He's not. I wanted Tyreek. Is Tyreek the best wide receiver in the game?
Yes.
For all intents and purposes?
I don't know. I think he's one of them, Platt, but you consider Chad Johnson
top three for sure.
He's definitely top. Chad. Yeah, but you got, Chad Johnson, especially if you got the Bengals or Pat's theme team, you got, and that McLaurin, really has impressed me. Those are my three, Tyreek and Ocho and
I love
McLaurin,
Chad
and
Johnson.
the three of them are so good. But I think when we talk about Moss and Tyreek, with Moss, you got that 6'4" frame. With that speed and with that agility, that's what makes him so special when we do get him, whenever it is. Like my guy Platt says, named later. But it's got to be soon, doesn't it, Platt? Seriously, I know I don't want to keep going there, but you and I both share an adoration for the man. But doesn't it have to be Christmas? Doesn't it have to be or before?
No.
He might not have signed.
It doesn't.
Is there that risk?
Yep. I don't think we're getting him.
And my point going
You're saying
back
at
to
all,
it,
Platt? Really?
That's what I'm saying.
And my point to this is that if he gets a legend card this weekend,
right?
And I hope I'm wrong. I'm rooting for you, Platt.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if Moss drops this weekend and he gets a legend, it might not be the card we all want it to be. All these cards that have dropped,
speed.
it'd be 94.
Stop.
That would be good. I mean, that would be great. That would be great.
That's
Tyreek Hill, whatever his price is right now, it's not what it should be, because there's so many other comparable wide receivers. Chad Johnson held value for a long time because he's a good card.
Yeah.
My point is this, and then I'll shut up, because I'm getting tired of bringing this up every single week or every single time we have a program. Who is it? Earl. I know your name. I can't think of it.
Who?
For the safety for the Seahawks that just got a card.
Oh, Thomas?
Chancellor.
Earl Thomas. It's Cam Chancellor. Sorry.
Oh, Cam Chancellor.
I was thinking Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
I was thinking Earl Thomas. I don't know why. Cam Chancellor. That's. I should know who it is. I don't, because it's fucking shit. Is it a decent card? It's not a terrible card. That card should be, in my opinion, the best card in MUT without any argument at all. It should be the card that every single person wants. From a business standpoint, if that card was the card that we should have gotten, they would have made more money doing it. Why is that not the best card in the game? They did such a good job with Barry Sanders and that diamond program. Everyone wanted that Barry. There was no thought process negative towards Barry Sanders. He got every team Kim. I mean, everyone knew, like, that was the card.
Yeah, would you not agree, Swain? That's the only overwhelming card so far this year. Would you agree that's the only overwhelming card, Barry Sanders? Because he's still relevant. I can't
think of another one. I mean, Dion was really the Dion Vick weekend. That was fantastic. Yeah. Outside of the Dion Vick weekend, and I could be wrong. Even when LT dropped, I go, oh man, he's gonna be so.
The Dion Vick weekend was crazy. Off. We were in Discord and that happened.
I going forward into, and I know we've got, crazy enough, it's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
3 weeks away. Yeah. Christmas is what, 3 weeks from tomorrow? Christmas Eve is 3 weeks from today.
Got their program, guys. They got Brett Favre, Charles Woodson, Masters.
If this program comes out, I don't care. Like, even if the cards suck, I'm gonna have most of my fun getting the presents. I want the fucking presents. I want the hidden ones. I want the black and purple. I want the yellow and green. I don't fucking care what color it is. I want every single one of them. I want the animations. Like, we're gonna have fun. But please, can we please get a card that everyone wants? I want to call him Earl Thomas again. Cam Chancellor, if somebody can tell me in chat, I'll look here in a little bit. I'm dying to know what he cost in the auction right now.
Oh, God.
And all I'm saying is his fucking power up should be $500,000, and his other card should be easily 1.2 million. That card should be, it should terrify you. If you go into weekend league or seasons or even squads, whatever it is, freaking house rules, if you see that card in somebody's team and it's a 97 or 98 overall, you should be shaking in your boots going, I am not fucking throwing to that guy. I got a plan around this. I want those cards. We haven't had it this year. We have so many great names, but all the cards are just meh. Please, can we get a good card?
Thresholds have changed the game, and the lack of hit power has changed the game. Cam Chancellor should be out there wrecking shop, but hit power doesn't really matter. I saw Cam Chancellor hit stick, enforcer hit stick, Joe Montana, and he didn't fumble.
What's his speed? Non-theme?
Cam? I think he's 88 stock.
Jesus.
I know.
And what I'm saying is, and I don't remember what his overalls. We don't have to spend any more time on this. But good Lord, give us a fucking card that we can use that everyone's gonna want. We just don't have it.
What would fix it is Team Kims. If they give us a master that gets Team Kims, all of that goes away. That Cam Chancellor becomes one of, if not the best card in the game, if you give him Team Kims.
Is tomorrow Affinity confirmed? Do we get a new Affinity tomorrow? Is it the part 2?
Not confirmed, yeah.
It's not.
So what we do have confirmed is that we're getting a part 2 at some point this series. So it could be tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it's probably next Friday. Okay. Is there any confirmation that it's like Team Builders or whatever the other one was? So we could literally. Okay, I have tomorrow off. I'm just so happy about that. You tell me, I could wake up tomorrow and EA could be like, oh, and by the way, here's a new Team Diamond program. We could wake up to that tomorrow. All right.
Before we jump off this, though, Swain mentioned something, and I really like to have Platt's input. So we talk about Tyreek Hill. We look at him on the auction block. The last time I checked, I believe it was 650. I'm pretty sure, and I can't see he's strayed far from that. I really can't imagine with prices sneaking up all week. Platt, are there other receivers? And we're not getting into your plat. I'm not trying to steal your platinum players here yet. But in your opinion, is that value correct on Tyreek? Swain alluded to it. Do you think he's worth that, or are there other receivers you could get a lot less to satisfy those needs?
Oh, 100% he's not worth it.
Okay.
No card in the game right now is worth 800, 700.
Mm-hmm.
That's about, I think, what Tyreek is. You know, I know he fluctuates. I mean, Tyreek is that high because of the supply and the demand. You know, the demand is obviously there, but the supply on that card is so low, you can't make him anymore.
Right.
There is no way to make Tyreek Hill right now. So what we got is what we got. Now, when the Redux hits, then you'll see that card come down because he'll get pulled. You know, they'll have sets in the game, things like that. He'll get pulled. So what I would say is, you know, absolutely not. He's not worth it. If you can't afford Tyreek, first of all, you haven't been watching the show. You haven't been listening to tips all year. But with that aside, get you a Scary Terry. Scary Terry, I believe, is one speed slower than Tyreek. He hits all the thresholds that Tyreek hits, and he'll play about as good as Tyreek would. Yeah. So if you can afford Tyreek, get you a Scary Terry. That's who I had on my team. That's who I dropped when I got Tyreek. So yeah, that's the next tier down. It's Scary Terry, but the difference between the two, it's marginal. They'll play about the same.
For sure. So, okay, so we're doing excellent on the agenda. So the only thing left before we do our weekly roundup is we just want to talk about, and again, when we'll start with Swain, he alluded to it, what is next? So there's a couple things that we've been promised. You know, it's kind of like when we were younger and our parents promised us stuff for being good. So we've been promised a part of the Affinity series again, you know, before series ends. This series ends very soon. When do you think it's going to end? And what is in store for Christmas? So three questions there to handle quickly, but what do you think? Go ahead, Swain.
I'm gonna guess we get something tomorrow. What do we get after? What do we get after the holiday program? The freeze, the chill.
It'd be that's a year players a year, isn't it? Don't we go into team of the year?
Do they? No, they do something between. What is that, Platt?
You'll have playoffs right after Christmas. You're talking playoffs. So
yeah,
playoffs. Playoffs.
Are we?
We can't even win a game. You're talking playoffs, Platt.
The 26th of December until New Year's Eve. Do we do anything? I don't remember.
Well, I think the Christmas program will drag on a little bit depending on when they start it. So
you're
the
right.
Christmas program can still, you know, go. We might have a New Year's something. It's
New Year's. New Year's, we always get the Super Bowl pack where you get a bundle, and then if you get the bundle, you get the 99 MVP.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you get Julian Edelman.
2 years ago with Edelman,
Mahomes.
And you already had 98, right?
Oh, dude, we may be 2 weeks out if they don't get something. If we don't get something tomorrow, we're almost certain to get something next week. That would put us 2 weeks out of Christmas. We could get it the week. We might not get a chill program until the week before Christmas. We might be 2 weeks out.
Because I've seen strong speculation of season 4 ending on the 18th of December. Or sorry, I should say the next season starting on Friday the 18th. That's what I've seen a lot of people saying, which is very close.
Yeah, I think we get it in January personally.
January? Okay.
No. That's only a month away. Dude, it's hard to say. I fucked up. Thought the series was going to end before December. So, they said halfway through they were coming out with some programs. So I'm just I'm kind of basing it on that. We haven't gotten this mid-season program yet for Affinity. If we get it tomorrow, then maybe the 18th is a good time. I feel like everybody is done with head-to-head season and head-to-head trophies because of the house rules.
Yeah.
But they're gonna tie in trophies. They usually tie that in with the freeze program. So if they're gonna do that, they better start announcing and letting us know. And the 18th is what? 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah.
I like it. They better drop something tomorrow if that is the case, though.
This is it, right? Yeah. We're gonna have an Affinity program and get ready for the series drop and then the freeze. Platt, what are
Yeah.
your thoughts on what's coming up?
So, yeah, I think, I think Swain is right. I think we'll most likely, between next week or between tomorrow and next Friday, I think we're most likely to get it tomorrow. And I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be a team diamond. I think that is an unrealistic expectation.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fantastic, though, to get some kind of ×3 chems, if they're 91 overall, 92 overall, give us a new master.
Mm-hmm.
That would be more than enough to do from now until Christmas. That would hold us over. So I'm rooting for that. I want a team diamond program again. I think we're going to get something where maybe it's a 90, 90 overalls, but it's not 3 times chem.
Right.
The chill program, I think, is coming. I think we get that starting on the 18th. That's what I think. I think it starts on that day,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll be a 2-week program, and that'll take us through the end of the year. So that's kind of what I think there.
What do you think, Deke?
I do agree. I think the 18th, it makes sense when I count the weeks and look at last year. Last year, I believe it was the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. With the content and the programs are dropping, they threw a wrench at us with no hero program, so I really find it hard to track and guess anything. I think they're flying willy-nilly, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I just think they are. I think they're doing what they can and when they can. So what we see as far as Infinity, I mean, we should soon be getting theme team players that have 3 times the chemistry. We did it last year before Christmas. But will we? I mean, it's like Platt said, we should get them now. But will we? I don't think. I agree with him. I don't think. I mean, that could be. We do get him, and then maybe Randy Moss is the master of that series or that program. We'll see. But there's a lot going to happen between now and Christmas, and it's going to be interesting to see what it encompasses and how it affects everything, including the market, our teams, and so forth and so on. Yeah. Or as our guy Kralo says, and whatnot. And whatnot. But it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, and I'm looking last year we got 0 chill, and this is just for fun. I mean, we got 0 chill, and I'm just going to read some of the really top ones. We got 95 Walter Payton, 95 Sean Taylor, 95 Gronk, 95 Bruce Smith, and 95 Sherman.
Jesus, a lot of players we haven't seen
McCaffrey.
yet.
But here's where it gets exciting. We had Ghost of Madden Future, Ghost of Madden Past, and Ghost of Madden Present.
Mm-hmm.
And that was not a 1-week thing. God, I don't even know if that might have been more than 2 weeks actually. So if they're
yeah, gingerbread.
the gingerbread men, R.I.P. gingerbread men. That was so good.
Oh yeah,
that was so good.
I don't know. I got an asphyxiation with Easter too. I still dream about Easter at night when I'm in bed. That was so much fun re-rolling those.
And just so you guys remember, I'm just going to go over the past. We got Marvin Harrison, Mawai, Randall, Bo Jackson, Michael Strahan, Mel Blount. Those were all 95s. We also got really good cards. We got a Michael Vick 96 and a 96 Patrick Willis. That was absolutely lights out.
Like there's still, like, you guys are right. You guys both allude to this. There's so many names either we've seen and they forgot about, or we haven't even seen yet. And then you talk about current players, and I don't care. I'm not a fan of the Chiefs. But you know what I do feel for Chief fans? Where the heck is Mahomes? What does that guy got to do? I mean, he hasn't been touched since his elite card. Really, I mean, I'd be, really mad if I was a Chiefs fan. But
well, here's the thing. I agree with you. The counter to that is the longer we wait, the better the card's going to be.
That's
and
a
I
good
got
point.
I got a fun fact for you on that.
Great point,
because we talked about this
too, I think.
Well, here's the funny thing, because we were talking about the other night, and I looked, and I fucking totally forgot to tell chat. Last year, we got a 75 Mahomes power up. We got his pre-order, no one cared about. We got his 87 Elite. His next card right away was the MUT Superstars card, 90 overall.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
His next card,
94
overall quarterback, Ghost of Madden Present.
Yeah, I think we get that again. That's what I think he gets again.
Good call.
And then he didn't get another card until all the way into the Super Bowl. They were like, fuck it, we're not letting another card of his come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway. So, there's more than a few cards that are like that. But yeah, I just, like I said, I mean, if you want to have this month be fun for Mutt, God, we got to have give us a program that's 3 weeks long. I don't care. Let me get presents for 2 weeks. Let me get
Yeah.
a training reroll.
Yeah.
How are they if they do they're gonna have to do presents. There's gonna be a goddamn riot if they don't.
Yeah.
And I'll be holding a sign. I got Kralo's email. I want to know if we're gonna get presents. We need a training reroll for that. How are we gonna get presents if it's not with training and other things? So give us alternate currency. That's fine as long as I can use training to alternate. Give me goddamn presents. I waited all year for this. Let's get it.
Yeah, and I've seen a note, and I appreciate it. Thank you, chat. I was corrected. There has been an upgrade made to Mahomes during Team of the Week, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Shrades, for that. But still, and like Shrades says, he still deserves something else, as do other players, too. There's other players out there, too, that deserve, but he's one that really sticks out there. I mean, he's not doing too much wrong this season, let's be honest. So, okay, so let's talk about, I was absent last week, so I don't know what you guys had for your goals. If you can refresh. What did you have for goals last week, Platt?
To hit 3 million in coins.
And you smashed that.
94 overall.
Yep.
I think I was already there.
Yep.
I smashed that. So hit my mark. I'm happy with that.
So what do you have in store now as we approach another week of the Alpha Team Experience? What are you setting for yourself? Aggressive or easy goals?
Let's go 6 million in the bank by next
Okay,
Thursday.
so that's hefty. And it's probably going to be pretty tough in the current situation to go from 94 to 95. So you'll just maintain at 94 and shoot for 6 million in the bank.
I want to get a 94 offense. How about that?
94 offense, fair enough.
I want to get to a 94.
Gotcha. Wayne, what did you have for last week? Do you recall?
Yeah, I wanted to hit 94 overall. I did that finally.
Nice.
And for this week, I want to go. It's going to sound weird. I want 94 and a half. So I want either offense or defense to be 95.
Makes sense.
Really, I think I'm really close on defense. If we get a good program tomorrow, a ×3 team chem, or we get a just fucking do it, EA. Just drop a diamond program tomorrow. No one's going to be upset with you, I promise. Because if they don't do it this week, it's going to be another month. Anyways, coins, I wanted 7 mil, and I'm just under that. I went on a little bit of spending spree. I spent a lot of money to get Tyreek. I spent a lot of money for chat, like I always do. Open and get a golds.
Yeah.
Added Chad Johnson, who's amazing. I added a center. I got an LTD center. I got new right guard for the Cowboys. Who did I get at left guard? It's driving me nuts. Anyway, I added an LTD left guard. It was fucking nuts. I added like 3 LTDs. Added some people. Who was it?
Andrew Norwell, I think.
Oh, Norwell?
Yes,
Yeah.
From
big card.
Jacksonville.
Big boy, big thick boy.
I'm just gonna do this just to make Platt shake his head. I'm gonna say that my coin total 4 million, because Team Diamonds tomorrow is gonna cost me. I got to put those 88s, 89s, 92s in there. I got to get my. There's gonna be a Team Diamond defensive player. When you complete them all, and he's gonna be that card I've been begging for. It's gonna cost me millions. That's my goal.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, for sure.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
For sure. So absent last week, and my apologies for that, but I always have goals in my mind. I write down in my scribbler, and I definitely wanted to. I thought I'd get 94. I'm in the words of Swain, I'm 93.5, 94 defense, 93 offense. I don't know what I'm missing. I gotta be. I'm gonna breathe in my team. It's gonna change. So definitely get 94 by next week for sure. I might even lean towards 94.5. We'll say 94. I maintain my 5 million coin stack, even though, I added Chad Johnson, I added Saquon Barkley, who I didn't even need because I already had Bo Jackson powered up, and Corey Dillon and Barry Sanders. I put, who else did I throw out there? Deion Sanders made a squad. He's my nickelback now, finally. So made some investments. Hannah is now playing left guard for me, all jacked up on juice. So made some investments, still maintained 5 million. So I'm going to try to get ready for Christmas. I'm going to take the different approach and say we're not going to get our affinity tomorrow. We're going to get our affinity next week. So I'm going to spend the week sniping and saving and see. I'm going to take the Platt approach. I almost said platypus, Platt approach, and go with 6 million. I want to build some coin stack going into Christmas. and get 294. I mean, we're all playing safe, but that's good. Anyone taking weekend league goals? I didn't hear anything mentioned about that.
No, you won't find me on weekend league.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I set a goal or not, and I got 3 wins, and then I was just like, should I play weekend league or go play Call of Duty with James P? And we got a dub, and we didn't get
There you
anything
go.
after that. We had a ball. I had fun. I had a really good 5 days off, and I just kept saying I don't want to ruin it with weekend league. I'm just gonna have fun.
Here you go. Yeah, and we have to do that. And you know what? I don't think it's there. It doesn't mean we have to play it. I mean, it doesn't mean, and listen, if you wanted to play those house rules, that was a time investment. That was a sweaty, flipping time investment. I don't think there's anything more sweaty in those house rules. That brings the greasers out more so than any 1950 sock op can. It was crazy, the stuff they were pulling off in that. So, but you had to do it if you wanted to get the cards. So I believe the solos were a better bang for your buck with the bolts, for sure. You just had to have the time for the solos, and that was tough. That was tough as always. So, as a great show. So, Platt, this week, where can we find you? If we have any questions or comments, or want to tell you what a great job you're doing?
This week.
I want these platinum players. Yeah, got to hear them.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry. Thank you. Forgot about that. Platinum players. Go ahead, Platt. Sorry about that.
3 of them this week. I'll be quick. They're all campus heroes. They can all be gotten for around.
Okay.
115, 120. Everybody can afford that. Herschel Walker, if you don't already have a top tier running back, for 100K, that's a fantastic value for him, especially if you have any kind of Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. I think he gets Giants, Kim's. Really, really solid card there. Number 2, Pat Watkins, free safety. Whether you leave him out there in zone or whether you user him, he's going to be just about the best that you can get at either of those things. 6'5", just really, really solid speed. Again, if you have Cowboys, Kims, that's a good get for you. Lastly, this card was a sneaky good card. Jeremy Shockey. I'm not, a Shockey fan. I don't have him on my team, but just looking at this card, 94 short route run, 90 medium route run, 87 speed. The run block is 78. Okay, tight ends don't normally have great run blocking, but I think that's a great card. I wish that I didn't have Waller because I would love to add Jeremy Shockey. I feel like he would play really, really good in my scheme. But
with those numbers, Platt, he almost sounds like, will he be a top 5 tight end with those numbers? He sounds like he might be.
I would probably put him at number 2 right now.
Okay. Wow. I think it's a bargain. Definite bargain.
I'm not really thinking of anybody that's better. I mean, he could, you could argue to me that he's number 1.
Right.
If you get go deep on him, he hits all the thresholds, and you can not power him up, but cam him up to 89 speed. I mean, that's fantastic. I prefer Waller, and he fits my team better because I have, Raiders on my team. But Jeremy Shockey, that's a damn good card. And again, about 120K is what you can get any of these cards for if you just kind of be patient and wait for them to come down.
And those are good prices. I know not everyone has million coin stacks, but still, 120 coins, you can accumulate doing some solos pretty quick, draft rules pretty quick, and grab yourself a great card like the platinum players that were just mentioned.
Yeah.
So before we sign out, my guy Swing, can we talk about your schedule for the upcoming week? Where we can find you on stream live to get some more information from you?
Yeah, it's the same old song and dance. Saturday, Sunday, Monday nights on Twitch. It's usually almost always those nights. Outside of that, I am on Twitter, Swain_games. I do want to do a quick shout out to Casio.
Yes, sir.
I like to go back and listen to the show. I usually do that on YouTube. And that usually sometimes takes a day or two. But a lot of times I'll just go back and watch the VODs on Twitch. And I always go every week. I usually do it within a day or two. It's exciting. We have fun doing the show. We always think I'm always looking for somebody who's new to it that's going to ask a question. And at this point, we don't really have that happening. That being said, Casio, every single week, dude, wherever you are right now, Casio, every single week I see your comments. and that we would appreciate that. If you guys have questions, it's easy for us. We could literally, the three of I speak for all three of us. We could ramble on for 5 hours. You guys probably just want to hear 5 hours of this. That's why we split it up once a week. If you guys have questions, we sometimes overlook certain things. We overlook. I'd like to maybe do some things for people who are genuinely new at this game or don't know, little tips on how to make coins. Platt, for instance, you said you made how many millions? How many coins did you make this last week?
About 3 million.
Yeah, 3 million's not something that you just kind of, I made 3 million in a weekend. I want to fucking know what he did. I'm sure everybody else does. So, we could go over that next week, go over that. And I know he's going to say, I don't know, but there's ways out there. And like, if you're new, and I think I speak for a lot of people that are in chat or maybe listening to this later, I was one of those people when I got on MUT. First of all, I didn't know other people streamed. I never in my wildest imagination thought there'd be people that did YouTube and Twitch on Madden. But
to God, right?
That being said, like I had no fucking idea what I was doing. And God bless Afterburn, because Afterburn's like, oh, you do this. Well, what is this set? And like, every other sentence was, well, can I spend money? Yeah, you can spend money, but you don't have to. And well, how long is it going to take? It's going to take 5 hours. Well, you know what, Big? Fuck this. How do I get it? I want it in 5 minutes. I don't want to wait 5. Okay, buy it. Okay.
I have no patience, Big.
And training. This is prior to training coming out. That being said, if you guys have questions,
thank you, Fernie.
if you want to direct messages, private messages, any questions you guys have, let us know. We're more than happy to answer them.
Let me pose something to you, to Platt and Swing. I mean, you guys are the four founders of the program. What do you think about opening? Having an agenda, opening the last 10 minutes of the show, 2 good questions in the stream. For if we kept an eye, I do understand we're a podcast and we're a YouTube show, but we could read the question out loud so the viewers at home who are doing this audio could hear the questions. But I do see questions pop up in the chat as we're talking, and some are really legit, good, basic questions from newer people. And I'm just wondering if we don't turn that over, controllably at the end of the podcast. Just think about that for the next week, and see what you think. That we answer. I mean, we didn't put a number. We can quantify it to 3 questions. We're going to take 3 questions. Here's 3 good ones we got. I could jot down during the show as I look over. And we can go with that, and you guys can answer those questions.
I love the idea, and I'm all for it. I'm up for answering 50 questions. If people have them, I'd love to answer them. And if for those of you who don't watch Twitch, or those of you who do watch Twitch, we usually start. I screwed up this week. I got home late. I have to go back out to work again tonight. We usually start the show 15-20 minutes before. If you ask on YouTube, we're going to see it a week prior or a day prior, whenever. But then, if people want to come in before the show starts live on Twitch, you can ask us live. We'll answer that, and then we can always carry them into the show. Absolutely. I'd love to do that.
That's great. That's great. We'll talk a little more behind the scenes. I think it'd be worth a try. I think it'd be great for engagement and might get our brain juices flowing a little more. Okay, with that being said, I'll just say for me, back on a regular schedule, tomorrow night, Friday nights, the Jukebox Hero night, a good solid 6-7 hour stream, and then Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays through the week where we do various head-to-head coin making and that sort of thing on Twitch TV, Deekster22, and of course Twitter and occasional TikTok. So hope to see you all there. So if you guys have anything else, are you guys good? I want to thank my co-host, Platinum Woods. Appreciate you, sir, so much, and your knowledge and your good looks. Swing Games, my friend, thank you for taking time out of your long work day today. This is Swing Games break between shifts. Absolutely the hardest working man in show business. There's no question Jim Brown is number 2 just behind Swing Games. Appreciate you both very much. I want you to wish you a great weekend. We'll see you around the Twitch and YouTube world. Appreciate you all. Have a great weekend and take care. See you next week.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Night, guys.